Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. There is the blue light of truth. I want to talk about the upcoming 2018 race for governor in the state of California. And it's an open race because Jerry Brown is not running. And there's an article in the Los Angeles Times about how Gavin Newsom, who was the former mayor of San Francisco, pretty outspoken guy. He said this in 2004, he made gay marriage illegal in the city of San Francisco before it passed on a federal level. He even was going against the state law. Pretty outspoken guy. He was one of the people that helped push forward Proposition 64, which is what passed last November, making recreational marijuana legal in the state of California beginning January 1st, 2018. So this article, actually, he just had a big fundraiser with the agricultural industry, but it was all pot growers. So this is pretty significant. The three top candidates that are running for governor are Gavin Newsom, former Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villagrosa, and John Chang. And so currently, Newsom has raised over $300,000 from the pot industry, while Villagrosa has $5,000 and Chang has like $100 or something. And there was a big fundraising dinner that he had, which in March, and people were paying $5,000 a plate and stuff like that. And it's interesting to see this because the pot industry is acting like an industry that wants to. They want influence over politicians. One of the pot industry's concerns is currently the state tax on recreational marijuana is set to be 15%. They feel that that's too high. There also is the big issue, and this is true in any state that has medical or recreational marijuana, is you cannot use a bank because banks are federally insured, and since it's illegal on a federal level, so these companies are like, we have to do cash and all this stuff. One of the things they were talking about at this dinner is a state basically would create a pot bank so that they could use and take, credit card transactions and online transactions and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting to see how the pot industry is doing this. And to me, we talk, I'm sort of torn here because we talk a lot about we don't want big business, big corporate money in politics. We need to get it out of there. And yeah, I absolutely agree with that. However, I support the pot industry. I don't smoke weed, but I support it. And I know so many people that actually use medical marijuana for a myriad of things that helps them across the board. So, and also, as I've said before on the show, and it's a joke I've even done in my act, I've worked my entire adult life in bars and nightclubs, and people want, alcohol, you hit a certain number of drinks, you become an annoying idiot. I've had so many comedy shows ruined by men and women who were drunk and being stupid. I've seen fights, all that crap, and pot won't do that. Plus, I think why I actually do support the pot industry right now, putting money into a politician, is because marijuana needs to be decriminalized on a federal level. It's preposterous. And also, I like seeing pot going head to head. Since when Big Pharma doesn't like something, then I'm for it. So Big Pharma doesn't want a plant to help you. Big Pharma wants you to take their bullshit medication all the time. Now, hey, I know people I've taken, there's plenty of medications that do help, and that's great. But we all know the record of Big Pharma. Just, Big Pharma doesn't want cures. Big Pharma doesn't want natural fixes. They just want to get everybody taking 1 million prescriptions. That's what they want. So I personally rarely take them unless I absolutely have to. Like, I have a sore throat that 3 years ago, I had a sore throat that just would not go away. And I didn't want to get, I thought it might be strep, so I took some antibiotics like that. Anyway, so this is why I actually am in favor. And the other reason is, so the people that control everything all they care about is money. And all these, Trump and these right-wing politicians, I remember Trump was on Bill O'Reilly during the campaign saying, marijuana is a gateway drug and Colorado is just going to become a crazy drug freak out war zone or whatever. It's like, no. And it also just shows the constant hypocrisy. I'm sure that was Big Pharma telling him to say that because, like, having to take a half a dozen different kinds of prescription pills a day, that's okay. That's not a drug problem because a doctor prescribed it, or drinking alcohol is okay. If all those things are legal, there's no reason why marijuana shouldn't. And again, this country needs to mellow out. So what I would like then to see is also, and we're starting to see this on the state level, is the tax revenue being brought in. And this is why it needs to be decriminalized on a federal level, is so that they can open up the banks, because right now they still have to kind of act like, even though it's legal in certain states, they still have to do all this cash business, which is like, ripe for being held up and all this other stuff. So I'm hoping that the state of California does this the right way, and the money that comes in is used to help, like they're doing in Colorado. Like Measure H, we just passed in Los Angeles County. It's a measure to help get homeless people off the streets, get them on medication, get them cleaned up, help them get jobs and stuff like that. So I would love to see that. I would love to see the tax revenue from marijuana. And also when we go back to the single payer healthcare that was just shot down by Democrat Anthony Rendon. How are we going to pay for this $400 billion? Jerry Brown said. Maybe pot revenue, maybe restructure some stuff. So I think this is a step in the right direction, and I'm going to follow this for sure. And what I know of Gavin Newsom, I think he is a pretty, seems like a fairly progressive politician. Now, he does have a D in front of his name, so you never know when he might go down the corporate rabbit hole if he hasn't already. So the link to the entire article is below. I suggest reading it over, and you can see more details about the specific pot industry. And I'd love to hear your comments if any of you live in a state that has medical marijuana and how what the effects of it have been for you and the people in your state. So thanks for watching. Also, the Patreon link is below. Remember, guys, with Patreon, you get charged on the 1st of every month. So, and you don't start getting your rewards till after you're charged. So if you just pledged this month in July, you'll get charged August 1st, and then you'll start getting access to all your rewards and stuff like that. Thanks for watching, guys, and let's make Gotham great again.